So the images that I want to use is this Bloom one, and also I want to use this Ink and Layer. I want to see how well it cuts out this image, and then I'm going to do some Prima layers because it's a lot easier. This is quicker to do our layers with that. So for my doll, now I have two. This is the new one from Stamp Perfect from Hampton Art, and I love this. It works very nicely. It works as well as my stamping tools that I've been making, my homemade stamping tool. I just like it because it's prettier and it has nice grids. But this is too large for this, so then I'm going to use this other one that I created just recently. For this one, the idea came from We Are Memory Keepers, the precision tool, and I'm going to create another one because I made a mistake on this one. As you can see down here, you have extra acrylic. Actually, I needed to put this the other way around. I measured it, and when I put my hinges, I put the hinges on the wrong side. It should have been on this side, but I'm still going to use it because it does work, and I will create another one. So like always, whenever I create a prototype of a tool, the first tool that I ever create never comes out right. It always takes me a couple of tries to make this tool just perfect. And as you can see, I have this cork or this shelf lining that it helps that the paper doesn't move. I got the idea from We Are Memory Keepers, so it won't move. And then I want to make sure that I butt this up, and let's see, it butts up. And I might even need to, when I make my second tool, I might have to raise this up a little because it barely butts up there. And then here, butts up here. So I need to work a little bit on the next tool, but I'm going to go ahead and put this here, and let's see if it moves on me. So this is the first time I'm trying out this tool. I just created this last night, so this is the first time I'm trying it out. See how well it works. So let me go ahead and put this here again. I make my next tool with a magnetic sheet at the bottom. I'm not sure. We'll see how well this works. You know, because it's not all the way square. It is a handmade tool, so it's not as precise. So I may need to change the prototype of this tool. But what I like is that it's small enough to fit in the camera. So if I have a 12 by 12, I can easily show you what I'm doing. My other 12 by 12 stamping tool that I created, it's just huge and doesn't fit in the camera. This one is just 10 by 10. So that's why I like it, because it fits within the camera. And it's more compact. So here I'm going to stamp it again. And let's see if I get double imprint. I may, because it moved. Yeah. So I really need to work on making sure that it doesn't move. So let's try it again. Yeah, I'm probably going to need to do the second one with a magnetic backing so I can use a magnet. And I'm getting ink all over me. With the Scan and Cut, you want to make sure that you don't have stray marks on your cardstock, because otherwise it's gonna see those. But you can always take them out of the picture. And I still need some more here. I don't know why it's not really stamping that well. These large stamps, I always have that issue with getting a good impression. I always do. I think we're going to go with that. Okay. So let's go ahead and clean this. Just doing a real quick cleanup so that way it doesn't put ink on the bottom of this shelf lining. So I'm going to bring my other one. So for this one, you have to cut down your cardstock. Let me cut it down to 4.5 or 4. So I'm going to cut it down. So I'm just going to use 2 inks. You know, it'll be interesting to use, let's see, yellow, red, and then brown. Let's see what that does. So my background will be this yellow color. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp 4 flowers, and I just really want to make sure that the machine can pick up these flowers, and I want to see how well I can cut images that are close together. So I'm using Wild Honey, and I'm stamping it about 2 times to make sure it gets a nice impression. Then after this, I'm going to use Fire Brick, and the Fire Brick with the Wild Honey really looks very nice. I really love how that color came out. It came out like a brick color. And then the last layer that I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Walnut Distressing Ink, so it's walnut stain, and that is for the outline of these flowers. And it doesn't really have to be perfect. You just try to match it as closely as you can, but it will still work pretty nice, and you'll see in a moment when we start cutting these flowers out with I'm going to go ahead cut. Color this, because basically I'm going to do exactly what I would do if I was going to cut something. So usually what I do is I color things in, and then I want to see if it cuts it. So let me go ahead and color this in, so I don't want to bore you with that, and we'll go back to the machine and see how well it cuts it. Okay, so now I have my image. I put it on the sticky mat to cut it out. Make sure you get all the bubbles out. Okay. I'm going to load it in. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do scan, direct cut, because after I scan it, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And then hit start. So it's going to scan it. Okay, it's going to bring back my image. Okay, going to select so that way it cuts to outline of this. If I select this one, it's going to cut all the individual outlines. I need to go ahead and just cut around it. Save. Okay. So now let's go ahead. This is the first time I take it out of the box. I'm kind of learning. So I scanned it, then I did an outline. So I have this, the outline there, and now I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And cut. It actually did pretty good at 4. It did work pretty nicely. So here's my cut. But I need to work on it to see how to do a test cut. But here is my cutout image. Perfect. Really like it. And this is my little one that it cut out. Okay. Perfect. So I put it at blade at 4. It cut it out nicely, and it didn't destroy my mat. There's not stray marks in the mat. So let's go ahead and try this one. Put this down. Let's do it at 3. The reason why I do it at 3 because you can see some of the markings through the paper, through the mat. So what I want to do is just cut the cardstock and try not to cut the mat. And since this is 67-pound weight, I think we'll try it at a 3. Okay, so we're going to go back. And we're going to go ahead and do scan, direct cut. And I put color. So one of the things I was having issue is this mode recognition. I put to color so that way it knows that I'm having a color image. Now if you're using black and white, then you just leave it grayscale. But for color, you're going to do that. And it'll recognize all the colors. So once it scans, then we need to frame the image. And by the way, this mat comes with a backing. Don't throw away that backing. You really need to put it back on. Then we're going to cut. And let's look and see. And look, it cut out perfect at a 3. And let's see if it went transfer over to my mat. Nope, minimum transfer. So for 67-pound cardstock, you want to go ahead and put it at 3. So here are my images. So it actually does what I want it to do. So the biggest thing what I wanted this thing to do was to be able to scan my stamp image and cut it out. And it did just like that. It cut it out without any issues. Now I would have loved to have been able to cut out this piece here, but that's okay. I mean, I like that. So there you have it, folks. It really works. You can easily, I haven't read any instructions. I only seen some videos about it, and it works how I want it to work. So as I read the instructions, it comes with a CD. I'm going to watch that CD and so forth. Hopefully I'll learn a little more about this machine to be able to know how to use it. But I like it. I prefer it over the Cricut. So if you're on the fence between buying a Cricut or buying this machine, so first of all you have to figure out what you want your machine to do. My principal goal for my machine was the print and cut feature. That's what I've been looking for years, is having that feature. The Cricut does have the print and cut feature, but it's not as easy. Plus, the Cricut print and cut feature only cuts up to this size, a regular 8x11. So if you want to cut something out of a 12x12, you know, you want to print things on a 12x12 paper and then cut that out, it's not going to do it. If you want to cut things out of a pattern on your cardstock, it's not going to do it because it's small. So, then for that feature, the Cricut is not for you. But if you have lots of Cricut cartridges, then the Cricut will be for you, because the Cricut does cut very nice and cuts a lot of different materials. And this one also cut a lot of materials. So I'm a sewer, so this one, it's made to cut fabric. So that's another feature, because I really wanted to cut fabric for different things. So I do like it. So I hope you liked this video and it was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe if you have not done so for future videos on the Brother Scan and Cut. Thank you for watching. Bye now.